As I begin this recording, a friendly reminder to please keep your audio and video disabled at all times. Nothing you put in the chat will appear in the recording. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and Kristen, you're welcome to take over.
Okay, well, hello. It's so nice to be back. Thank you guys for having me. Let me go ahead and get seated in my chair. Okay, so my name is Kristen McKinney-Baggett. It's great to be back with you guys. I'm sorry that I've been away for a few months, but I know you've been in good hands with Ashley and Sherry. And so, yeah, end of May. Before we get started, I would just like to make a little announcement. We do these classes in conjunction with an organization that I'm involved with called the International Day of Yoga. The logo is actually with the library. And I'm really excited that in the month of June, that's when the International Day of Yoga is. So the real true date is June 21st. And I believe Brooke has some yoga activities on that day planned at the library. And then we actually celebrate for San Antonio, the city of San Antonio, the International Day of Yoga. We'll be celebrating at the Shops at River Center Mall on June 25th. There will be a community class, all levels, from 5 to 6:30 in the evening. And it's always a ton of fun. There are a lot of people there. You know, obviously the last few years have been a little bit different. And this year we're super excited to try to make it a really fun outdoor event with a lot of people. And so I'm sure that Brooke and Panat have more information if you're interested. We have flyers in the libraries, or you can contact me personally if you're interested in joining us. But I'm really excited. It should be a lot of fun. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Sitting in your chair, make your feet about hip width distance apart. Roll your shoulders down and back, and just simply close your eyes. So yoga is all about putting your body into these different postures and then observing how you feel without judgment. And so right now, just observe. Observe the sounds around you. Maybe you hear sounds in your home. I'm near the airport, so I hear a plane right now. You hear the sound of my voice speaking through the computer. Notice how your shoulders can gently roll down and back. And if you have any tension in your shoulders, just take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let them soften. And then finally, please pay attention to your breath. Notice your breath as you breathe in and out through your nose. As you notice your breath, maybe you can begin to slow down your breath. So if it feels okay, breathe with me. Take a big breath in through your nose, fill up your entire torso. And then very gently and slowly let it out. Another deep breath filling up completely. Exhale and allow more of your body to soften. Another deep breath in. Slowly, gently let it out. With your eyes either opened or closed, your choice, interlace your fingers behind your head. Keep your elbows out wide. Remember, keep the shoulders soft. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, gently tuck your chin into your chest. Feel the stretch in the back of your neck, maybe down between your shoulder blades. And then just like we established, moving with your breath, another big breath in. As you exhale, gently pull. And now please take your hand over your head towards your ear, keeping a big gap between your chin and your chest. Stretch your arm out to the side and gently pull your ear towards your shoulder. Again, shoulders are soft. Take a breath in, breath out, and gently pull, feeling a stretch in the side of your neck. And we'll move to the other side. So switch sides. And you might notice that one side is tighter than the other. That's totally normal. You'll notice these imbalances as we begin to move in the different postures. Those are normal, and that's why we always do postures on both sides, trying to create more balance and equilibrium within our body and our mind. Big breath in and out. And release, and let's twist. Take your hand over either your knee, or you can grab the outside of your chair. If you have an armrest, you can grab the armrest. Take your other hand back behind you. Now, keep the belly in. Imagine you're pulling your hair up toward the ceiling. So really straight spine. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, draw the belly in and look over your shoulder to twist. Another big breath in, stretch up. Breathe out, look over your shoulder and twist. Untwist. And now take your hand to your chair and bring that same arm up and over, getting a side body stretch. Big breath in, look up. And as you exhale, pull your arm over to the side. You'll feel a stretch probably underneath your arm, also through your torso. Keeping your gaze up toward the ceiling will help keep your chin away from your chest. Big breath in and out. Inhale as you slowly come up, and now we'll twist. Other hand over either your knee or your chair. Grab the chair back behind you. Take a big breath, draw the belly in. Exhale, look over your shoulder and twist. Breathe in, stretch up and lengthen. Breathe out, look over your shoulder and twist. Another big breath in, stretch out. Breathe out, twist. And untwist. Come through back to center. And now let's do some shoulder rolls. And you can choose. You can either have your hands on your knees for these shoulder rolls, or you can put your hands on your shoulders. But first, some big rolls forward with your shoulders. Really exaggerate the motion. Big, big circles, as big as you can. And then backward. And then place your hands on your knees, and we'll do a few seated cat and cows. So inhale, look up toward the ceiling, drop your shoulders down, lift your chest up. And then as you exhale, press your hands against your knees, look in at your belly round. You should feel your back stretch. Inhale, shoulders down, chin up, chest up, stretching through your throat. Exhale, draw the belly in, press your hands into your knees round, spread your shoulder blades apart. Inhale, belly down, shoulders down, chin up, chest up. Exhale, draw everything in. Looking at your belly, try to press your lower back against the chair. And release. Shoulders down, chin up, chest up. All right, let's start to work on the legs. So go ahead and lift your leg up. Flex your foot, pull your toes back toward your face. As you do this, you might feel a stretch back behind the ankle and the calf muscle. I know I do. If you have tight hamstrings, you might already feel a stretch in the hamstring. And then do me a little bit of a favor. Scooch a little bit forward in your chair so there's less of your leg resting on the chair. And as you do this, you're going to feel those muscles, that big muscle group, the quads, really engaged to keep your leg lifted. That's what we want. So keep that muscle nice and tight. Pull your toes back toward your face. Lift up out of your waist. So no slouching, no rounding. Shoulders back, chin up, chest up, belly in. We're going to move with our breath. Inhale, pull your toes back, stretching through your ankle. And then exhale, point your toes away from you. Feel the top of your foot stretch. 5 times. Inhale, toes back, heel forward. Exhale, toes forward, stretching your foot. Inhale, toes back. Exhale, point. That's 3. Inhale. And exhale, that's 4. Making sure that muscle stays nice and tight. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And relax it back down. All right, other side. You can even scooch a little bit more forward in your chair if you'd like. Excuse me. Lift your leg up. Turn that big muscle group on, really working in that isometric contraction. Pull your toes back toward your face, stretch the back of your leg. Take a big breath in. Exhale, point. Remember, no slouching, shoulders back, belly in. Inhale. And exhale, point your toes away from you. Inhale, heel forward, toes back. Exhale, point. 2 more. Inhale, heel forward, toes back. Exhale, toes forward, point. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. And release. Drop it down. Okay, those muscles feel like they've been worked. Now, sitting in our chair, we're going to work on our calf muscles. So same thing. We're going to come up on our toes as high as we can. Really feel your calf muscles work. And then heels down, toes up. Feel that stretch. 2 more. Inhale, heels up. Really contract the calf muscles. Keeping the spine nice and long. Exhale, heels down, toes up. Last one. Inhale, toes down, heels up. Exhale, heels down, toes up. And release. All right, let's do a couple of standing postures. Now, if it doesn't feel good to stand, you can stay seated in the chair, and you can do all of this stuff while we're sitting in the chair. Remember, for tree pose, you can bring your foot here. When we begin to hold our knee, you can open out here, staying seated. All right, stand up. I'm going to come to the back of my chair, but I'm going to move the chair out of the way so you can still see me. All right, holding on to the chair for balance, make your feet about hip width distance apart. We're going to do the same thing that we did sitting in the chair, except for now that we're standing. So I like to always put my hands on my hips for stability. You choose. Remember, anytime we're doing any sort of yoga posture, whether it be seated or standing, you want to keep the lower belly engaged. So right now, turn those muscles on. Really feel the contraction underneath your hands. Then go ahead and take your hand to the chair, and we'll move with our breath. So inhale, come up on your toes as high as you can, and then exhale, heels down, toes up. Inhale, come up on those toes. Exhale, heels down, toes up. It doesn't take much to get a lot of work. Inhale, toes down, heels up. Exhale, heels down, toes up. One more. Inhale, come up on those toes, hold. And exhale, heels down, toes up. All right, we'll do a few warrior postures. So take your right leg, step it forward, take your left leg, step it back. If you're sitting in the chair, you just rotate your body slightly, and you can do a warrior like this. All right. So remember, you choose your depth. The more narrow your warrior, a little bit less challenging, totally fine choice, especially if you're newer to yoga. As you get more and more adept at this, you can get a little deeper, getting into a deeper lunge. So eventually your thigh is almost parallel to the floor. Either way, however you decide to stand, make sure you can see your toes in front of your face, in front of your knee. You don't want this number happening, right? There are other times where this can happen, but not in the warrior postures. Hit your heel and knee in one line. All right, so warrior one, stretch your arms up over your head. Keep the belly engaged. Remember, even here where we're focusing on the lower body, the belly is still engaged, nice and tight. Stretch up out of your waist. So your torso is stretching up, but at the same time, you're pulling your shoulders down. So yoga's all about lots of opposing forces working together in unity. So torso up, shoulders down, hips down. Now we'll move with our breath. Take a big breath in. Exhale, open your arms, warrior two. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Take a big breath in, squeeze the shoulder blades in toward one another. Really feel the chest open. Lengthen up out of the waist. Stay in that deep lunge if it feels okay. And we're going to transfer our elbow to our knee and stretch your arm up toward the ceiling. Now you should feel a stretch through the side of your torso. Look up toward the ceiling if it feels okay for you. Big breath in and out. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale, slowly come back up, warrior two. Straighten the leg. Now we're going to work on triangle pose here. For triangle pose, instead, you can bring your hand down to your shin, but if that doesn't feel good, you can actually have your hand resting on the chair and use the chair for stability. And then if it feels good, you just look up toward the ceiling. I'm going to show you what it looks like from the side. So you're making a triangle with your legs and then stretching your arm up toward the ceiling. For me, at least, I feel a deep, deep stretch in the side of my body. And then inhale, slowly come up, and we'll switch to the other side. So whatever side you did before, we're going to do the other one. Step forward, step back, decide how deep you lunge. It's your choice. But being mindful, regardless of your depth, you see your toes in front of your knee and heel stacked in one line. So when you're in these postures too, really squeeze that glute and see if you feel it engage, and that will help stretch the front of your hips. Inhale, stretch your arms up over your head. All right, we're moving with our breath. Take a big breath in. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, arms up, lengthen up, belly in. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, arms up, stretch up. Exhale, warrior two. Staying in that deep lunge, take a big breath in. Exhale, bring your elbow to your knee. Now, if that too isn't happening today, you always can use your chair for balance, right? But try to keep that knee bent, stretch the arm up toward the ceiling. Open up through the chest. So you should feel a nice stretch through the front of your chest, your shoulder, your legs even are stretching and working at the same time. As we inhale, slowly come up. Straighten that front leg for triangle pose. Stretch over your toes, hand either down toward your shin or resting on the chair, you choose, and then look up toward the ceiling. Feeling the stretch in the side of your waist, open up your chest, breathe. And inhale, slowly come up. All right, great, step forward. We'll do a few standing postures now with our feet together. So actually you can choose. With your feet together, it's more challenging for your balance. With your feet hip width distance apart, you're a little bit more stable. So you choose what you need today. Take a big breath, stretch your arms up over your head. So grab your wrist with your hand, take a big breath, stretch up and pull your body up and over. So we did this side body stretch while we were sitting in the chair. And if you're in the chair, you can do the same thing. But now we're just transferring it to standing. And when you stand, you feel a little bit of a deeper stretch. Go ahead and push that hip out to the side. Feel that stretch on the side of your body. Breathe, look up toward the ceiling, big gap between your chin and your chest. And then slowly come up and we'll do the other side. So grab your other wrist, take a big breath, stretch up, and push your hips out to the side. Look up toward the ceiling if it feels okay for you. Chin away from your chest. Now you push your hips in the opposite direction. And inhale to come up. Arms down. All right, finally, balancing on one leg. Extended leg raise pose. So you're going to shift your weight, and I'm going to come to the other side of my chair. Shift your weight to one leg. Bring your knee up. Now, if you can't grab your knee in front of you, if that's not available for you today, totally okay. You can have one hand on the chair, one hand on your hip, and just try to hold your leg there. In kids yoga, we call this flamingo pose, and it's pretty obvious why, right? We're standing on one leg. If it feels good, you can hold your knee. Find one spot to focus on, and maybe you just practice taking your hand off the chair. See if you can hold yourself there on your own. And then maybe sometimes you need to grab a hold of that chair, and that's okay. Take a big breath in. You are welcome to stay here or see if you can open the leg out to the side. And then slowly stretch your arm out. And then maybe very slowly look over your fingers. So all that is quite a bit of a challenge to your balance. Come back to center and drop it down, and we'll do the other side. And especially if you're newer to yoga, I do not expect you to be standing in that balancing posture the entire time. It is completely normal to drop your leg down and come back up. You try, and before you know it, the better you're going to get. All right, other side. Shift your weight to your other leg. Bring your knee up. Hold on to the chair first if you'd like. Maybe you play around with it once. Maybe you can grab your knee. Not a big deal if you can't. Hand on your hip. If and when you're ready, you can try to let go of the chair. Hold yourself here in stillness. Keep the belly in, so core engagement is really integral to stability. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, slowly open out to the side. And again, you might wobble, you might fall, that's okay. And then slowly stretch your arm out. And then very slowly look over your fingers. And then bring it back to the center and drop it down. All right, back to the other side for tree pose. So we're taking a little break on each leg. Shift your weight to your leg, push your big toe down. So for tree pose, you can start here with your heel on your ankle. That's a great place to start. If you want to progress, you can go to your calf muscle. And then if you want to progress even further, you can go all the way up to your thigh. Now, if you find many times that your foot is slipping, push your foot into your leg, press your leg into your foot. So you should feel that activation. And then again, belly in, stretch up out of your waist. Get as tall as you can, but shoulders down. Hands together in the center of your chest. Find one spot to focus on. Feel free to hold or touch that chair for a little bit of stability if you need to. And then we're just going to challenge our balance by beginning to move. So then stretch your arms up over your head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe you start to shift your gaze. And as you do that, you'll realize that you're challenging your balance even more. And release. Other side. Big toe down, heel here, here, or here. Just avoid your knee. Belly in, check. Glutes tight, check. Opening up the hip, pulling the knee out to the side. Hands together in the center of your chest. Breath in, breath out. And then begin to challenge yourself. Maybe you start to shift your gaze up. And release. All right, let's go back to the chair. Sit down, feet about hip width distance apart, roll your shoulders down and back. Okay, so we did our balancing postures, worked on the strength of our legs, stretched our ankles, stretched our legs, stretched our side body. Now we're going to do just a little bit of core work, and then we'll do some gentle stretches in the chair. So for this core work, the first thing that we're going to do is a seated eagle pose. And there's all sorts of variations, so you choose what's best for you. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to cross one leg over the other. So most of us sit like this on a daily basis, right? But when we sit like this, you want to make it active. So you can see when I'm sitting just right now, I'm relaxed. Come a little bit forward in your chair if it feels good for you. Now squeeze your legs in. So see that difference that I'm doing? Squeeze your legs in towards one another. You're going to feel your inner thighs work. That's what we want. You want to keep those inner thighs engaged the entire time, squeezing everything into the midline of the body. Now we're going to work on the upper body. The first one and the most difficult or the most challenging one is making your eagle arms. My right leg is on top, so my right arm is going to go under my left arm. So first you tuck the elbows one into the other. And it may be that your hands are very far away from each other, and that's fine. But, and you might even have to close your eyes. As you put one elbow into the other and press them together, you should feel the muscles right in between the shoulder blades really stretch and activate. That's what we want. If you can bring your hands in somewhat together, mine never go quite together, I can hook my fingers, then go for it. And the more you press and squeeze the arms, the more you're going to feel it in the upper back. Also, too, you're not forgetting about those legs. Just because we're talking about the arms does not mean the legs are not squeezing together. Now, this is not just happening. You can also grab your shoulders. Eagle beak this way. That's what I say with kids. So you choose what's right for you. But now we're going to do a few crunches. So take a big breath in. As you exhale, touch your elbow to your knee. Really squeeze your stomach in. All right, 2 more. Inhale, look up, lift up. And exhale, squeeze in. Everything squeezing into the center of the body. 1 more. Inhale, look up. And exhale, crunch. Hold. And release. Whew. Okay, roll out those shoulders, let those legs go, and we have to do the other side. So other leg, whichever leg you did, do the opposite. Make it active, squeeze in, inner thighs engaged. If some of you, if you're more flexible, and I can only do it on this side, maybe you can even hook your toes underneath your calf muscle. I actually prefer not to, however, because then it's forcing my muscles to work as opposed to just hooking and hanging out. All right, arms out. Left arm under. Elbows one into the other. And again, the hands may be apart. Totally okay. Press your arms in toward one another, really feel the shoulders. And then again, shoulders, our hands here on your shoulders, or make a little beak. All right, here we go. Big breath in, look up, lift up. Squeeze in, exhale, crunch elbow to your knee. Inhale, look up, lift up, crunch. Exhale, suck your stomach in tight. One more inhale, look up, lift up. And exhale, crunch. And release. Roll your shoulders out, let the legs go, shake them out a little bit if you need to. And now we're going to do my favorite stretch, which is a figure 4 or a seated pigeon pose. So one leg firmly on the ground, bring your foot up. Again, another way we normally sit, right? If your knee is coming way up, no need at all to force the knee down. It will gently go down with gravity over time, opening up the hips. If your knee is coming way up, you just know that, hey, I have tight outer hips, and that's totally okay. The more you flex your foot, the more you protect that knee joint. If you start to feel it inside this knee right here, you back off. You just stay right here. You don't need to get any deeper into the stretch. All right. If your knee is relatively down and you're feeling okay, I like to put one hand on my heel, one hand on my knee, resting comfortably. Again, straight spine, belly in, and then slowly fold over that leg. As you fold over that leg, you choose your depth. You will feel an increased stretch in this outer hip as well as through the lower back. Pull your chest forward. So we're not rounding, we're not looking at the belly, we're lengthening, shoulders down. Now one more big breath in and exhale, fold. And slowly come up. We'll do the other side. Switch legs, and just like I said before, you will notice that two sides are not always identical. Many times they're very different, and we're okay with that. You just keep working. Flex your foot, notice where your knee is. Again, you're welcome to stay here. If you're staying upright, make sure you have good form. Shoulders down, belly in, stretching up through the crown of your head. Really feel lengthening even through the neck. If you want to follow me and go a little further, take a big breath in. And then exhale, slowly fold over that leg. See how deep you can get. See how deep you can get, still keeping the form, chest forward, spine straight, belly in, shoulders away from the ears. Breath in, breath out. And slowly come back up. Release that leg down. Shoulders roll them down away from your ears. I don't know if I've said this in this class before, but when I first started doing yoga in many of the first classes, the teacher was always telling me, shoulders down, shoulders down, shoulders down. Always had to remind me. And then one day in class, I was able to be aware of it myself. And I said to myself, shoulders down. And then I remember very vividly after that class, driving my car and saying to myself, shoulders down. These little things in yoga are so simple, but they can also be these huge light bulb moments. So I never realized before doing yoga that I was many days walking around with my shoulders like earrings like this, right? And it wasn't until I had a mindful movement practice with someone gently reminding me all the time to keep my shoulders down that I was able to extend that into my daily life. And then, years and years later, I like to think that most of the time my shoulders are down and relaxed, not all the time, but most of the time. It's the same thing with our breath. Breathing deeply and slowly is simple, right? It's not an advanced concept. It's not a complex concept. It's something that we all know, and innately we kind of know it's good for us, right? But unless we practice it every day, and sometimes you need someone there gently guiding you through it, then it won't be accessible to you in those moments when you really need it, in times of stress, or even slight emergencies, or in little crises. That's when our breath tends to escape us. However, if you have some sort of daily yoga practice, or breath practice, or mindfulness practice, it doesn't matter. There are many, many different ways you can do it. If you have a daily practice with that, then though it's innate in you, it becomes available to you when your body and your mind are ready to go into kind of that fight or flight mode. All right, having said that, we'll do a little bit of that breath work after we finish with our stretches again. All right, so the last stretch that we're going to do is going to be another twist. So sitting in our chair, see how deep you can get. Hand up and over your chair, other hand back behind you. Inhale, stretch up. Maybe you can look a little further back behind you than when we first started. I know I can. Take a big breath in and exhale, look over your shoulder. You can stay in that twist, or now you can deepen it. So take your hand up. Now see if you can reach down towards your ankle and stretch your arm up toward the ceiling. This is a little bit of a deeper stretch. It's a seated chair pose twist. Look up toward the ceiling, look up, and if it doesn't feel good, you do the twist that we did before. And then inhale, slowly come up. Now see if you can hold yourself in that twist now without using your chair. Look back behind you. And release. Whew. Okay, other side. So now, hand back behind you, hand over your knee or your chair. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, look over your shoulder, twist. You can stay here, or now take that hand, reach it down, elbow next to the knee, fingers near your ankle, stretch your arm up toward the ceiling, pull the belly in, spine nice and long, big breath in and out. Inhale as you come up. See if you can hold yourself there without using the chair. A little different this way. And release. Roll your shoulders down and back. All right. We're going to finish this off with one big chest stretch, like Titanic. So come forward into your chair. Bring your hands out with your thumbs pointing down. Reach back behind you. Grab your chair. Make sure your chair is stable, right? It's going to hold your body weight. So lift your chest up. Look up toward the ceiling. This should feel really good. Countering how we normally sit at our chairs or even standing. So now we're doing a nice little back bend, which is something you should probably do every day. And release, roll your shoulders out. All right, now 4 square breathing. I know we've done this before. So as with any breathing exercise or any yoga posture, if something feels wrong or doesn't feel right or is a little painful or uncomfortable and it makes you stressed out, then that is counterproductive to what we were doing, right? So with this breathing exercise, if it doesn't feel good, then you simply focus on breathing deeply in and out through your nose as slowly as possible. All right, roll your shoulders down and back. Also knowing, though, that this little bit of breath control, holding our breath, if you can manage it, it also, too, not only helps to calm you down, bring your awareness to your breath, it also helps to kind of increase your lung capacity. So it's an exercise for your lungs. Roll your shoulders down and back. The way we're going to do it is you're going to breathe in as I count to 4. You're going to hold your breath as I count to 4. You're going to breathe out as I count to 4, and you're going to hold. So you're making a square with your breath. All right, we'll do that 3 times. Roll your shoulders down and back. Feel free to close your eyes. Get yourself ready. Take a deep breath in. Slowly let it out. And begin. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Big breath in. Slowly let it out. And now please lean back in your chair. Get yourself comfortable for a little guided meditation. Roll your shoulders down and back. Make yourself comfortable however you'd like. Take a big breath in. Exhale it out. Relax your toes. Relax your ankles. Relax your calves. Take a big breath in. Slowly let it out. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Relax your hips. Big breath in. Slowly let it out. Relax your belly. Relax your lower back. Relax your chest. Big breath in. Slowly let it out. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms, your elbows, your forearms, all the way down to your fingertips. Big breath in. Slowly let it out. Relax your neck. Relax your jaw. Relax your cheeks. Relax your forehead. Relax that space between your eyes. Relax your scalp. At this point, you should be very aware of your breath and how your body is feeling sitting in your chair. And then begin to expand that awareness back outward. Become aware of the sounds around you. Become aware of the temperature of the air against your skin. Gently begin to open your eyes. And then maybe you get a nice good morning stretch. Stretch your arms up over your head. Take a big breath in. And slowly let it out. Hands come together in the center of your chest. Tucking your chin in slightly, feeling the stretch of the back of your neck. Take another big breath in and out. All that is good within me honors and is grateful for all that is good within you. Together we say, Namaste.